New week, and we are live on LinkedIn Live talking about how to get your dream job, the first step. You know what? I'm going to do LinkedIn Live every day this week, Monday through Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from the 17th of October to the 22nd at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So I don't know if that's late at night where you are or before you wake up. But either way, you'll be able to find these LinkedIn lives on LinkedIn for a few days after the event, in case it's too early or too late and you can't make the live event, which is happening right now. I just put a link in the chat, and this is a link to my free 6-part video series I just created called Get Your Dream Job. That's the reason I'm doing all these LinkedIn lives, 6 of them in a week, is to let you know about this video series and to teach you how to get your dream job. All right. So we will be here for probably half an hour or so today, and I'm going to walk you through this process of how to get your dream job. And we're starting with the very first step. Logical, right? Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. I'm so glad to see you. It's really cool. Thanks for coming out and being on LinkedIn this morning. Yes, yes, yes. Look for the link, sharing the great information. Thank you. Thank you so much, Larry, for mentioning that. What is it? No, we're not doing that. Yeah, weird. How to get your dream job. Okay, so the very first step in getting your dream job is not writing a resume. It's certainly not applying for a job. It's none of that stuff that you might think, oh, yeah, I'm going to hit it. I'm going to get my resume in there and I'm going to respond to like 30 or 40 job openings. No, 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 because you are going to be most effective in getting your dream job when you are lined up behind your objective or your mission. This is the same way in any big project. Doesn't matter whether you're building a house or putting on a Broadway show or launching an expedition to the South Pole. You got to get the objective in mind first, and then you back up from there. And in the case of your job search, your dream job search, the objective is not just to get any job. That's not your dream job. That's not even close to your dream job. Your dream job is the job that is what? It's going to use your skills and talents, which I know are many and significant, right? It's going to be fun and exciting and energizing for you, and it's going to pay you what you're worth. That's 3 things that we're going to build into your dream job objective, your mission, and your branding. So we have to start with this huge question. Well, what kind of job do I want? Not what are 6 or 8 jobs I'm qualified for. I know you're qualified for jobs, all kinds of jobs. That's not the point. Here's the old fashioned job search approach. All right. Let's see. What am I qualified for? I'm qualified for job A, B, C, D, and E. So let me apply for 6 of job A and 12 of job B and 14 of job C. And then I'll wait and hopefully somebody will think I'm cool and all right and they'll interview me. Nah, you're going to decide. You're going to take the wheel like it's a car. This is your life, your career. You're going to decide what you want to do next and what you plan to do next. And then you are going to arrange your entire job search around that objective. You're not out here begging someone to find you worthy. You are a business entity as solid and secure and real as General Motors or Disney, actually way more real than any of those things, because a corporation is really just a piece of paper in a filing cabinet. A lot of them are in Delaware. Don't ask me why. That's where these companies are incorporated. You are a real person with a story, with passions, with skills, with talents, with wonderful life experience, right? With friends, with family. You are more real than any corporation. And you get to decide what you want to do next. And not only do you get to decide, but you also have to decide, because not deciding is a decision in itself, to fall into the old pattern from when I was a young person, when Ronald Reagan was president, all right? And say, please, Your Majesty, please find me worthy. We're not doing that anymore. We are not doing that. You're going to decide what kind of job you want and brand yourself for that job in your LinkedIn profile and in your resume. So, the first step in getting your dream job is deciding, what kind of job do I want? What is the sweet spot at the intersection of what I do well, what I love to do, and where there's enough need in the marketplace that I can get paid what I'm worth and what I deserve? Direction, career direction, intention. That's what I'm talking about. All right. See if we got. Thank you so much, Greta. I am feeling so much better, like 100% better. Just sound a little, but whatever. Boy, compared to last week, I was way down in the bottom of the COVID pit, but now I'm feeling better. It's very kind of you to mention. So thank you so much. So the very, very first thing in getting your dream job is zeroing in on, what is my dream job? What is it, right? What kind of company do I want to work for? Do I want to work for a huge corporation? Maybe I do. Maybe I want to work for a government agency or a startup organization, small or not for profit. What do I want to do? It's up to me. How am I going to decide? Well, number one, reading job ads, browsing around LinkedIn, looking at the profiles to see what other people do in their jobs is a great way to find out what kind of jobs are out there and what kind of jobs I might like. Of course, referring back to my past experience. What did I like doing? What did I not like doing? Hey, the thing about bad experiences, I don't know if you've had bad experiences at some of your jobs. I know I have certain things I would never go back and do again, because once bitten, twice shy, as they say, not going back. Those are formative. They're useful. They're painful, but they're useful because they tell us, no, now I know better and I will not do X, Y, or Z again. But that still leaves tons of things that I do want to do. Maybe for the first time, or maybe I've done something. I love it. I found my passion. I want to stick with it. I'm going to post this link again because I want you to see it. And I don't just want you to see it. I want you to grab this link that I'm about to post and go to that website and type in your email address and get my 6-part video series. It's free. It's called Get Your Dream Job. Here is the video series that I mentioned. Please register and you will get the whole thing. Yeah, should I do a whole LinkedIn Live just singing? Could be fun. Yep. All right. Well, boom, here's the link. Look for that link. Here's the link to my video series, Get Your Dream Job. Click on it, add your email address, get on the list, and get the video series. I'm also about to do an in-depth workshop, a course masterclass, and getting on the list here will get you early access to that if you're interested in that. Okay, so how do you figure out what your dream job is? Because you cannot go out there and get your dream job effectively until you're branded for it. Branding, it's everything, for products, for services, for us, for me, right? I know you're a human being, you're a person, you're cool, you're funny, you're interesting, you have great stories, all that stuff. We still have to brand ourselves because you know why? Not everyone knows you yet. There's 8 billion people in the world now. A lot of them don't know you, right? Too bad for them. Sad. I wish they knew you. They'd have a better life, but so far they haven't met you. So you have to use branding to let people that don't know you know about you. And branding is all about choices. It's all about intention. What do I want people to know about me? Right? What do I want people to know about me? Not everything. I can sew and I can weave and I can spin wool, Your Majesty, and I can do all these things. It's not about what you can do. You can do hundreds or thousands of things. It's about, what do you want and intend to do? Good branding is specific. It's not all over the map. Used to be in the 80s. I remember resumes that said finance, operations, customer service, sales. I do it all. That makes no sense. No one does everything equally well. And more to the point, no hiring manager is sitting there and saying, you know what I need? I need a multi skilled business executive who does sales, operations, finance. No, no one has ever had that thought. They have a specific kind of pain, and they need a specific kind of pain relief when they hire someone. So you show up to relieve the pain that you specialize in, and that's choice. Doesn't mean that's the only thing you can do. It means you're choosing in this job search to focus on this thing, this sweet spot where you are going to make a great impact, get paid what you're worth, and have a lot of fun on the job. Look at, we have Halloween coming up. You familiar? Halloween, big holiday in the UK and is it in the UK? I don't even know. It's certainly in the US. I said that wrong. Please, UK friends, don't blast me now if you don't celebrate Halloween. But in the US, Halloween's a pretty big holiday, second only to Christmas in terms of, the commercial aspect of it. And I'll be sitting out here on the front porch with candy for the kids who come up in a costume and they say trick or treat, and I give them candy, or they reach into the bowl and they grab some candy. God bless, right? Okay. So if you were going to a Halloween party, the first question anybody would ask you was, well, what are you going as? What are you going to the party as? Are you going as Cinderella? Are you going as one of the Avengers? Are you going as a pirate? Are you going as a ghost? What are you going to the party as? That's our question now in our job search branding. What are you going as to your job search? You're not going as a multi-skilled professional who works well with all levels of staff. That's nothing. That's blah. No one cares. It doesn't mean anything. What problem can you solve? What are you interested in? What are you passionate about? You got to make a choice. That means leaving some things out of the picture and focusing on where your sweet spot. So that's why the very first step in getting your dream job is narrowing down your career direction, right? It's all experimentation. It's all exploration. If you go with this career direction that you've selected, a sweet spot, and you don't get a lot of traction, you're not getting interviews, it's been 6 weeks, you can change it. But you got to start with something. Branding yourself like I do all things is the worst. It's not effective. It literally doesn't work. And if anybody would contact you based on that kind of blah branding, it's not going to be the job you want. Got to commit, right? You have to commit. When I did my first professional job search, I don't know how professional I was, but I was 19. My first office type job search, I was 19. And I had just moved from New York, where I was in school, music school, to Chicago. And I didn't want to finish my music school program, much to my parents' dismay. But anyway, that's what happened. And I had to get a job to support myself. I learned only after I got to Chicago that you had to be actually 21 to serve alcohol in Chicago at that time. And I wasn't. I was 19. So I couldn't work at a restaurant where I would really make good money because I couldn't work at a restaurant that served alcohol. So it was either being a nanny or going inside and doing an office job. And I love kids. I love babysitting. I babysat my ass off in high school, but I had done it and I didn't want to get into that. So I wanted to get an office job. And I had done a little bit of that. And I figured, how hard could it be, really? Entry level office job. At that time in Chicago, these jobs paid like $4 or $5 an hour, but that was actually enough to get an apartment. Sad to say, not now. Things have changed. Cost of housing is through the roof. But anyway, I went physically, I walked. I had one little suitable outfit, and I walked around downtown Chicago, stopping in at companies and asking for an application and filling it out. And what did I choose to brand myself as? Admin, clerical, what else could I do? I didn't have any specialized experience. I don't think anybody wanted me to come in and sing arias for them, right? Or tell jokes. So it was going to be typing, filing, this type of thing. And as I filled out the applications and got no Got no response. I was so out of from outer space. Who is this 19-year-old from music school from New York? Like what? I actually got better at filling out these applications. I had no resume. I was a baby. I didn't think I deserved to have a resume. Anyway, back then you had to go and get your resume printed at a print shop and get 100 of them. I didn't have that kind of money. So I actually got better at filling out the applications because I thought to myself, what do they want to see? What do they care about? Right. So the fact that I worked at this pizza place on the Upper West Side of New York, and then I went over here to this other restaurant, and then I did a little bit of office work and all that. Why would they care? Why would they care? I'm going to leave some of those jobs out. I'm going to leave some of those jobs out. Job application is not a legal document, it's a marketing document, and the same thing with a resume. So I'm just going to talk about the stuff that is relevant to the reader, which is office work. No one cares if I got paid for singing in the choir at a church in New York. They don't care, and it will actually weird them out. They'll be like, what is this? They're not thinking broadly when they're looking at your application or your resume. So I only included my office work, and I figured out, let me put in there a brand name. If I got a brand name on some of this office work, I did temp work for like Smith Barney, which used to be a big brokerage firm. They've probably been swallowed up 80 times since then. And then Payne Weber. So I'm going to throw in those two brand names, Payne Weber and Smith Barney. Oh, wait, there's a problem. I'm still not getting calls off of these applications because I worked 3 months at Smith Barney as a temp and then 3 months at Payne Weber. So what do I look like? A job hopper. Oh, excuse me, I'm 19, and it wasn't up to me. It was up to Kelly Services or whatever, who sent me, the temp firm who sent me to one place, and then they sent me to the other. Oh, I'm gonna use their brand name. I'm gonna use their brand name. Kelly Services. They found me worthy, Your Majesty, and they sent me to a 3-month assignment at Smith Barney, after which they sent me to another 3-month assignment at Payne Weber, and then I started to get hired. What am I saying? Relevance, relevance, relevance. You think from the buyer's point of view, and in this case, the buyer is the employer. You're a buyer too, right? They have to sell you on the idea of working for them versus working somewhere else. But we'll get to that later. For now, your branding is everything. And the branding starts with your intention. It starts with the specificity of your intention. I'm going to pause for 1 minute and look at some of the questions, see what we got. Greetings from Mexico. I want to be a manager of happiness. I think you are already, Yvonne, a manager of happiness. Not sure it's a paying job, but unless you start your own company, but maybe it is. Let's see what else we got. These comments are weird. They don't let me toggle the way that I would like, up and down with, okay. Montessori, my dream job is sustainable structural design and green building. I absolutely love it. Looking for a good job, dream job in oil and gas sector, certified project management professional. That's genius, wonderful. Yeah, comments are not cooperating, especially well this morning. Site here, my streaming site is not letting me. It's not letting me move among the comments the way I'd like. That's a shame because I would answer some questions and comment back on your comments if I had the ability to do that, but I really don't. Okay, so we're talking about choosing a career direction pretty specifically because until you choose that direction, you can't brand yourself for the job you want. And branding in a job search is everything. Teresa, how to enter the market at 50, 60, 72, any age. Same thing that I'm saying. Decide where you want to enter. What am I going to the party as? You're going to have to do some research. Doesn't cost anything. You're going to browse around LinkedIn profiles and you're going to read job ads and you're going to see what companies are looking for, right? You're going to see what they're looking for and you're going to brand yourself from the buyer's perspective. right? I feel sad when I see a LinkedIn profile or a resume that says I'm an adept at problem solving in a multitude of scenarios. Who could make sense of that? I'm glad you are. We're all problem solvers, right? But like, make it relevant to the reader. Tell them okay, Laura, I want to stay in learning and development, my passion. That's it. So now, if I were writing your resume summary, Laura, and we don't know each other that well yet, but I would say something like that: I'm a learning and development professional or manager or whatever, with a special focus on whatever it is, online learning, um, you know, translating dense technical and legal information for lay audiences. Whatever your thing is, I would go out there with it and I would say it on the summary of my LinkedIn profile and the summary at the top of my resume. Bada bing, bada boom. I am Laura. Here's what I do. A lot of people do learning and development. What do you focus on inside of learning and development, Laura? Do you focus on leadership training, leadership development, and you're going to say it? So I want to stay in. I want you in it. I want you right in the middle of it. I want you feeling your power and doing it all day long, Laura. And I want you to feel empowered there and on the way there. And that means claiming a bit of territory and saying, this is really what I want and intend to do. I'll tell you, that intention comes right through the page or the screen, and it really makes a difference. I don't want you listing. The old way was list your skills. I have negotiation skills. I have administrative skills. I have organizational skills. No one knows what that means. It's not quantifiable. It's not tangible. Don't tell us what skills you believe you have, but tell us how you took those skills and talents and your native smarts and your native pluck and brought them together to solve a problem in the real world. Tell us that in your resume. We're going to talk about that in this LinkedIn Live series that I'm doing this week from the 17th today to the 22nd of October. I'm going to do a LinkedIn Live like this every morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Yeah. Hopefully you'll see my COVID recovery in real time, and it'll be amazing. And I'm going to do that to walk you through the steps in getting your dream job. Now, today is the very first one of those LinkedIn Lives in the series, and I'm talking about choosing career direction, because it's the first step. I'm going to type this little, I'm going to share this little link again, because I have a link that I would love for you to see. And it's the link to a free video series I just created, also called How to Get Your Dream Job. And I want you to go to that link from me in the comments. This is recorded, Cynthia. Yes, it'll be on LinkedIn for a few days. And I want you to go to that link and then click on it and type in your email address, and that will get you on the registration list for my free 6-part video series, right? As well as the early bird list for a course I'm about to launch, also called Get Your Dream Job. Yeah, so get on that list for sure. What kind of change in resume or LinkedIn profile is required as, see, the chat for some reason is just not responding to my little mouse today. And so I'm not able. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, not at all, Laura. I'm so glad that you are here. Nah, sorry. I saw the start of your comment, but then it got cut off. Something about the site. So choosing your direction is number one in your job search. Nothing comes before that. Please don't send out any more resumes. Like, just I'm sending out resumes, because think about it. Sending out the resume doesn't do you any good unless they are interested in it. And a diffused, sort of bland, traditional resume with all that traditional language, results-oriented professional with a bottom line orientation, that doesn't, that's not going to get anybody's attention, right? That's not you and your power. That's not anything that's cool or fizzy or unique about you. I want you to get rid of that whole mindset that you have to sound like everyone else. It's 2022. It's almost 2023. 3, you're not like anyone else. You don't look like anyone else. You're amazing. You're cool. You're funny. You're smart. You're so talented. You have so much to offer employers. And the more of that hard candy shell you can get rid of to show the gooey chocolate inside the M&M, since we're sticking with this Halloween theme, the better, the better. As long as it's relevant. Companies now want IT managers and directors to also do all the hands-on tech work. 5 different specialties worth of skills requirements, 0 allowance for on-the-job learning. Unicorns only. I don't understand that. Unicorn to me is a billion-dollar private company, so I don't get the analogy. Appreciate your time. Please share my GoFundMe. I understand. It's a tough world. But that's, no, it's not our topic. So the very first step is choosing, deciding. If I were working with you, if I were consulting with you and you had a law firm or you were launching a software product, I would tell you the exact same thing. Your branding is too broad. You're trying to be all things to all people. It doesn't work. I'm an HR person, right? Am I every single HR person that you've ever met? Probably not. Right? I'm a specific kind of HR person. I'm very specifically like the Liz Ryan kind, okay? But what I would say to people who don't know me is that I'm the kind of HR person who is passionately crazy about culture and communication and leading through trust. And so those are the things that I focus on. Don't ask me about some obscure law change to employment law in the state of Oklahoma. I don't know, and it's not important to me. And if someone were interested in that, they shouldn't hire me. They should actually get lost and let me live my life. And I want you to see your brand the same way. You don't need everybody out here to approve of you. They're not gonna. Doesn't matter who you are or what you do. No one's gonna attract the entire world to love them, and neither are you. I want you to narrow down your branding instead of broadening it out so that it says nothing in the end. And this is one reason so many job seekers are so frustrated. Oh, let me mention the principal reason why so many job seekers are so frustrated, of course, is that the recruiting process itself is broken. I hate to say I told you so, but I've been talking about this for 20 years because I said, you have this, like, all this stuff is online and I apply for a job, click, 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 and I submit, then everyone's going to apply. It's going to be trivial to apply for jobs. And then companies are going to complain they have too many applications. Oh, look what happened. Shockaroonie, except not at all, right? Except not at all. How did I and my teammates hired almost 10,000 people without an applicant tracking system, without a black hole portal where people typed in everything off their resume and then also had to submit the resume? How do we do that? We just did the old-fashioned way. I'm not anti-technology. Technology saves lives. It's a great thing. I'm talking to you through technology right now, but I don't think technology has helped recruiting at all. I think it's made it harder, harsher, less human, less friendly. I did a poll 6 weeks ago, maybe, on LinkedIn. I said, how does your company respond to candidates who interview and don't get an offer? They take the time to interview. 25% of respondents said we don't. We don't respond to them at all. Now, is that an improvement? Tell you what, we interviewed tens of thousands of candidates. We got back to every single one. It's my personal brand there. That's my personal integrity. Are you kidding? Yeah, we're going to get back to them. If I have to go and, pound my fist on the desk with the CEO and say, I need more help so we can get back to all these candidates, we're going to do it because that's my integrity. What? Yeah, no. I'm not going to be impolite to people. I'm not going to have them come and interview and spend their time and then we don't get back to them. But 25% of respondents on my LinkedIn poll said we just don't. I just am horrified at that. So the recruiting process is not good. We have to work around the wreckage, and I'm going to show you how. I'm going to sign off. Right now, we're going to be back tomorrow, 10 o'clock Eastern time. If you haven't clicked on the link that I shared to get on the list to get my video series, Get Your Dream Job, please do. I think it's a really good series, about 6 half-hour or so videos like this that walk you through the process of getting your dream job. And I'd love for you to see it. So make sure you sign up at the link and tell your friends. Have a great, great day and wear your mask, right? See, this is a result of COVID-19. Not that great. And have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I will see you tomorrow.